Are you interested in exploring fall colors in the Salida, Colorado area? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of my favorite leaf peeping hikes near Salida, Colorado, as well as 2 drives. And you're gonna wanna stick around until the end because I offer a bonus hike that's an unmarked trail. The upcoming video I filmed last year, and while the hikes and drives that I share here are still very relevant, I do wanna update you for the fall of 2025. There's talk that colors are actually going to change a little bit earlier than they usually do. So I mentioned that it usually changes around the end of September to the beginning of October. And this year in 2025, it will likely happen a week or so earlier. So please keep that in mind with all of your trip planning and fall color planning. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. This channel is all about living in the Salida, Colorado area and the real estate market here. So if that interests you, please be sure and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you're the first to know when new informative videos become available. My name is Monica McCarthy and I'm a realtor that specializes in Salida and surrounding areas, and I get calls all the time from people just like you looking to move here. So whether you're thinking of moving here in a few weeks or a few months, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to schedule a time to chat and help you make a smooth transition to the Salida, Colorado area. So Salida, Colorado is a gorgeous small mountain town in southern Colorado, and it is surrounded by 3 mountain ranges and hundreds of thousands of acres of national forest. So it's really just has access to abundant outdoors. So I won't get into all of the amazing things Salida has to offer. I have a ton of videos about that on my channel, so check out all of those. One of them is the pros and cons of living in Salida. That goes over a lot of good stuff there. But for this video, just want to say Salida has access to gorgeous trails all over. And so some of the areas, there's not aspens everywhere, but some of that national forest has more dense aspen areas. So the best time is usually mid-September to beginning of October for that time. And do keep in mind, the higher the elevation, the earlier they're going to change. So hikes that are and drives that are higher up are gonna be a little bit different changing phases than lower elevation. Okay, so let's talk about the very first one. The top hikes I have 3. Number 1 hike is Greens Creek. This hike is located off of County Road 221, which is about 25-30 minutes from downtown Salida. It's just west of town. It's a county road that you access off of 220 as you're going out of town off Highway 50. That hike itself is about 7 miles, but you could just do an out and back. And the thing I love about this hike is it's immediate gratification. You don't have to hike really far to get to aspens. There are gorgeous aspens on the drive up to the trailhead. So you're immediately in the beginning of this aspen forest. It goes along this gorgeous Greens Creek. So you have the water going along the trail in a lot of sections. It goes up, but it's not crazy steep. And you've got gorgeous aspens all along the way. So this one is truly one of my favorites for close to Salida, because if you only have 30 minutes, you're gonna get your aspen fix. If you have a lot longer, you can go even further and see more, but you can get just a few aspens in at the beginning if you only have a short amount of time. This hike is good for kids. There's a bit of elevation through part of it, but it is also kid friendly and also dog friendly. This trail itself is mixed use, and so there's mountain bikes that are on it, and they also allow dirt bikes on this trail, so keep that in mind. I prefer going during the week when there are fewer of both of those things, just so you have a little bit more peace and quiet on there, but it is a really gorgeous trail. And this trail itself connects to the Monarch Crest Trail, which is significantly further up in elevation. And so if you go earlier in the day, you're less likely to encounter people coming down from the Monarch Crest on their mountain bikes. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, trail number 2. This is locally known as Goat's Watti, and it's essentially a section of the Colorado Trail that you access off of County Road 224, which you access off of Highway 50. This is also about 25 to 30 minutes outside of downtown Salida. And so this is a trail that aspens are really thick at the beginning of it, and then as you go further along, you're gonna get peppered in aspens, but also it's gonna be a bit more pine trees. So this is a really good spot if you only have a really short amount of time, you have somebody that doesn't wanna walk far, like maybe small children or people who aren't acclimated to elevation and they just want to get like a pretty little quick fix. My family actually had our family photos in this section a few years ago because you can just walk. It's really easy to access where it's most dense with the aspen trees. So if you want some gorgeous aspen photos and just an easy way to get to that spot, that's a really great option. Just 30 minutes, like I said, outside of downtown Salida. Our third trail that I recommend going to, that's one of my favorites, just a short distance from Salida, Colorado, is the Angel of Shavano Trailhead. So the access point for this trailhead is closer to 30 minutes outside of Salida. It's actually in Maysville off of County Road 240. And so this is a primary trailhead, connects this section actually of the Colorado Trail, and it connects over to going, if you followed the trail all the way up, you could summit Shavano Mountain. I'm not suggesting you do that, but you can access aspens. There's some aspens at the beginning of the trail, and then within the first mile, you're gonna go up a pretty steep ridge, and then it flattens out in an aspen grove. So if you can get up that ridge, and the views from that ridge are absolutely gorgeous, and you can stop and look around and see aspens in the distance, and so it's a really good photo op to see aspens. And then you're in an aspen forest, and at that point, it's pretty rolling, mostly flat, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous hike for those beautiful aspens that if you want to immerse yourself in an aspen grove, this is a really good option just outside of Salida. It connects to, like I said, the trail to go up Mount Shavano, and the trailhead for that section is called Blank's Cabin Trailhead. So you could take it all the way. It's several miles, I want to say about 3 or 4, to get to the Blank's Cabin Trailhead. And between Angel of Shavano Trailhead and Blank's Cabin Trailhead is a great out and back hike to get your views, get some beautiful aspens in. It won't be too grueling of a hike. Okay, now let's talk about the top 2 leaf peeping drives that are close to Salida, Colorado. Okay, the closest one I'll start with, it's a 30-mile drive. Actually, it's more than that, but the pass itself is 30 miles. It's called Marshall Pass. You access it off of Highway 285 from Poncha Springs. So the beginning of the drive starts about 15 minutes outside of downtown Salida. And then you take Marshall Pass, which is a dirt road, all the way over Marshall Pass. And as the name suggests, and it can take you all the way over to Sargent's, which is off of Highway 50. So if you go that whole way, it's a several hour drive, or you could also just go through part of it and turn around and come out back the way you came. But this drive is absolutely gorgeous. There's really dense aspen groves all along the way, and so you can stop and take pictures. It goes above O'Haver Lake, which is beautiful, and it's really just dense aspen trees all along, very, very picturesque. And a bonus hike is about a few miles up, just after you go past the O'Haver Lake area, there is a very small parking lot, and it's pretty unmarked, and you can park there and go on a short hike through the aspen groves. So this is a really great spot. I've actually taken a few guests that don't live in this area and aren't acclimated to the elevation down just gorgeous little hike. You could go not even a mile if you wanted, and you're just immersed in the aspen grove, and it's a really good spot for pictures and to just take a break if you're taking a long drive. So this is a really good spot to explore the aspen trees while you're on that drive. I highly recommend it. Okay, and then the next drive I recommend is Cottonwood Pass, which is actually closer to Buena Vista than Salida, but it's worth mentioning here. So it's obviously a bit further of a drive from Salida, but this pass takes you from downtown Buena Vista. You're driving on County Road 306, and you can take that as far as you want. If you take it all the way over, it spits you out in Almont, which is right by Crested Butte, which we'll talk about in a second. But this is also a beautiful drive, thick aspen groves all the way. And again, this is one that you could do out and back if you don't want to go all the way over, because it actually the aspen groves thin out as you get further up in elevation. But the beginning of the drive for several miles, many miles, is very thick aspen groves. So this is a really gorgeous drive. But if you do want to take it all the way over, you could spend the night in Crested Butte and then explore all the thick aspens over there. I did that a few years ago, and it was, if you want to get a lot of aspens in a short amount of time, take Cottonwood Pass all the way over, spend the night in Crested Butte, and then explore that area there. You've got Kebler Pass, you've got Ohio Pass, very thick aspen grove over there. So that will extend your leaf peeping expedition. All right, those are my recommended hikes and drives that are close to Salida, Colorado for leaf peeping. But I'm very curious. There's so many more. If you have any recommendations, please make a comment at this video, because I'd love to hear your feedback on what are some of your top favorite hikes and drives near Salida, Colorado to view aspen trees. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend and like it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm Monica McCarthy, a realtor that specializes in Salida, Colorado and surrounding areas, and I greatly appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.